Hi everybody, this is Chrystelle, Vintage Chrystelle at YouTube and Chrystelle at Etsy.com. And I wanted to invite you into my kitchen where it's one of the better places for light right now, here at the coast at the cottage. And I wanted to show you what I'm doing. Today I'm gathering stuff to put in ephemera lots for Halloween, Halloween, harvest, October. I don't celebrate Halloween scary stuff much, and I don't have any little kids at home anymore, so I don't want to scare myself. So anyway, what I've done is, and what I usually do in my shop is gather ephemera lots, meaning vintage paper, for those of you who don't know, and vintage findings and images, and a lot of people who come to Etsy will purchase these lots for scrapbooking, altered art, card making. There, my refrigerator finally stopped being noisy, and I wasn't thinking about that. Sorry, folks. So they're supply lots, but people use them for parties, decorating their house, decorating, making pictures, collage work, mixed media, and all kinds of stuff. And then, of course, I sell these also in my brick and mortar booth that I have in a vintage shop in my town, in an antiques and vintage mall. So just want to show you what kind of stuff I put into the packs. Now, if you've seen them before, I make up, like, say this one is a aqua and blue and green one, but that's a smaller version. And I just think it's fun to show you what I have. So one thing I'm going to put in are old keys, and I'm trying to photograph without being shaky or moving too much and making me nauseous. So here we go. Vintage keys, vintage buttons. I really like these particular buttons because to me they look like cat's eyes, and so that's fun to use. Prismy kind of vintage buttons. Dominoes. These are older ones, and this is what the back looks like. I have some of these old weight machine fortunes that used to come with your favorite old-time Hollywood star, so they'll have a fortune on the back for you, and this one says, "You are steadfast and persevering and cannot rest until you have finished what you began." And that's a problem with me, because when I start on some craft stuff, then I just want to keep going. So we have a few of the old-time stars: Peggy Wood, George Montgomery, and that was Lisa Kirk. So a friend of mine, an Etsy friend of mine, and I have collected tickets of all sorts, and I've sold tickets on Etsy a lot. That's one of my best sellers, and I also sold some to Studio Calico, which they used in some of their recent kits. So I was really happy about that. And this one is a park ride ticket, as you can see. I've got library pocket folders, and on some of them I stamped pumpkins. And you can put whatever you want to inside of there. I give someone a book at this time of year that has something to do with harvest or October, or even a spooky book. This is called The Call of the Living, and it's just a page out of an old book, but it's about celestial stuff and radiant spirits. Here I have some book plates that are owls, so you can stick them in your books, and I know a lot of us lend out books and then don't get them back. Maybe somebody else needed to read it. Or keep it in their collection, but you kind of want to get them back so you can put your name on it. These are really vintage bingo cards, and that color really lends itself to using it for Halloween art, so I have quite a few of those. Here's more papers. More book plates. These are trolls and Ex Libris. So they have very detailed little rabbits and kind of folk art semi stuff in there. Got some time cards. Space for overtime only. This is space is for timeout or lost time. I'm not going to say it. We need some timeout. Sometimes we have to sit in the corner. I have some gold doilies. I have some ivory doilies. I have coin holders. I have more of my vintage tickets from Globe in Indiana tickets, and they're really vintage carnival tickets. Some of my tickets were featured on a birthday party site for children's birthday, and I'm sorry, I'll try to add it into the video, but I can't remember the name of the site just offhand. Here are some vintage trade coupons. I should back up a little. Oh, sorry. So everything kind of fell into place when I started digging through my drawer of ephemera and my little crates of ribbon and stuff. So I have some bias tape, some vintage bias tape, some vintage silk threads, and some little bit newer trims. And I think that this one is a scrapbooking newer one. I have punched out music sheet notes. And one of the things that I did want to, well, let me keep going here and then I'll tell you. I have some French ephemera, and I have a lot of that, so I just like to stick it in every kind of ephemera pack that I can. I have some papers to use in the back of the packs, but these are modern papers that have skulls and cats and different things. These are from Basic Gray and another company, I forget what it is. Maybe this says Basic Gray too, I forget. That lacy looking one, and here's spiders. Spiders on the chrysanthemums or something. Here are some vintage pharmacy bottle labels, and well, these bottles are too small for me to show you, but in my next haul I'm going to show you everything that I got at Target that was in the dollar spot for Halloween. So naturally, if your bottle's bigger, then you can put a label on there and put whatever you want. Vintage stamps of scary looking world country leaders. These little findings are newer from kits and things that I got at Michael's, and little odds and ends bindings. And then I have my black buttons. And I need to clean that one off. And I have orange buttons also, but this is just a little thing I found in the drawer. Lots of dominoes. More book labels in black and white. Some Numo cards, which is a game, game involving numbers, which I never did play that one. I'm not good at math. But I can spell anything. I can spell quantum physics, but I can't do math without getting my nerves ragged. Oh, I don't know if I'll put those in this one or in a more of a dairy one. I have collage sheets that I made myself, and I have to print them out and cut those apart. So the ribbons will go on labels, different type of labels. Here are some little weigh yourself daily, a different type, not a movie star type of fortune, but you are cautious and somewhat anxious regarding the affairs of those you are really interested in. Isn't that a dangling preposition or whatever you call it? In whom? I don't know. So, I have some of those. I have, I call these my daughter-in-law tags because they all look like her. She's pretty. Got some orange and black vintage playing cards. Sorry if I'm getting everything in the picture. I have some vintage cat pictures in a storybook I might stick in, if anybody thinks that's interesting. I have vintage bingo pieces that are in my little bottle. I have vintage buttons in another little bottle. I have vintage large square flashcards. I shouldn't have said vintage so many times. It's all vintage, huh? Most of it. So that's, oh, so one of the things I want to do was show you, okay, I have some more fortune type cards. They come like this. The latter part of your life will be your best part. That's a great one. But you you open it, and then it has these stars here, so it's some kind of a game. I don't know if those came out of weight machines as well. Different type of a color of tickets. I have a lot of these picture corners that I can put that are black and white and black and gold and then off-white. And so I also got one of my sheet music books, found one that was from a little child's lesson, and there's some notations on it. And it's lesson 7, and it's Halloween. So it's got a little song. Maybe you'll be a clown or a fairy queen. We'll go around every house when it is Halloween. So then it's got, you know, all the costume characters there with their pumpkins. So the only thing is, I thought I would stick in some of these labels that I had gotten from, oh my gosh, why did I forget? I'll put it on there. You know, oh, it's, I believe it's American Craft. But at Target, I got these tags. No, not Target, I'm sorry. At TJ Maxx, I got these tags. I knew it started with a T. And they were in a package. And they're all Halloween and fall related. Here's some pumpkins in a field, and some spooky trees, some labels, potions and botanicals, pumpkin cutouts. So I thought, being that these looked vintage, I would stick some in the pack with the other stuff. So there's the letter A and a little one that says boo. October 31st, flag, happy Halloween, keys, poison label, and so, and a star. Sorry. So I will, as soon as I can figure out, I always have to convert my video files from this camera, and I've done it before, but it takes me a while, so I'll get it on as soon as I can, and